Okay, so location number 9, if I'm live, showing that I'm on for 14 seconds now. Oh, there's my viewer. Welcome back. We made it. We're here. I'm at the Douglas Street location now. So 3180 Douglas Street, Victoria, BC. And you can see in the background that there's Starbucks. I'm hooked up to the internet in my car. This is blazing fast. I'm quite amazed. Like I said at the last location, when I used to come to Starbucks, 3-4 years ago, it was quite the process to get online through their internet provider or their service that they use. So now we're signed on and it's super quick. I can literally open up my computer and it's already searched for the place. Like my computer's only sleeping when I go to open it, so it's already pre-thinking and looking for it. I literally open up the computer, type in my password, and bingo, I immediately have a feed, or like I'm connected to the internet. So it's a matter of seconds now rather than what it used to take, sometimes 4 to 5 minutes. I'm up and going right away. So I've only had issues with one place so far, and yeah, doing good. So I'm outside, I'm in my car. We will go through a walk around within this building, but this one's going to be quick. I don't really want to spend any more money as of right now. I just finished a coffee and finished my spinach wrap, so I don't really want to be spending much more at this moment. That being said, the travel from Esquimalt here was only supposed to be 9 minutes. It took me, I think, 12 or 13, and I should have known better because I do kind of know the area, but not exactly. So where I'm sitting right now is Alpha Street right in front of me, and right behind me on the other side of the building, there's actually Speed Street, and then there's the KFC right beside me. So I'll show you out the window here. There's Sport Check. So that's Mayfield Mall. Don't know if you can see the Alpha sign there. See it right in the middle of the screen. That's Alpha Street. And so when you sign on with Skip the Dishes, they ask you where you're going to start. And I think I've changed the address to where I live because obviously that's where I'm going to start. But where I plan on starting and locating was pretty cool. Like I met the guy that introduced me to DoorDash, because I knew about Skip the Dishes, but I didn't know about DoorDash, was at KFC. And by chance, KFC is on Speed Street. So what not a better street to start on? Be speedy quick, right? Plus, there's a lot of restaurants in this area, so I think this is a good area to just kind of hang around and be into. So pretty decent that we can be sitting in our car in front of Starbucks and be live streaming right here. They have a steady stream of traffic going through the drive-through. Like, it's right onto the sidewalk. When I pulled in, there was a woman trying to budge in line. She wanted her coffee so bad and was parked on the sidewalk. Well, she wasn't parked, but she was in her vehicle, like in the direction of, as if she was driving up and down the sidewalk. It was kind of funny. So I had enough space to scoot in here. I'm just looking to try and get front row seating so that I can try and hook up to the internet and perform my live stream feed. And basically doing a minimum of 5 minutes, like I said in my last streams, and carry on hopefully to 20 minutes at the minimum. 5 220. I've gone right up to almost an hour now. Not exactly what I've anticipated, but we just never know what's going to go on. So this is a pretty high traffic site, but just mostly for drive-through. Not too many people come in. Now, I did take a first aid course just like half a block up here, and I could have come to this location once before. So I actually haven't been here. I've drove by it many, many times. Not sure if there's a Starbucks in the mall. Actually, maybe that's what it's showing here on the app, that there's actually a Starbucks in the mall, and that's why I was laughing, because there's another one so close. But that makes sense, right? If the mall is right there, yeah, they're gonna have one in the food court. That's top priority. But Really liking this one. Here, I'll show you the sign outside here. It's kind of hidden right now, but I don't know if you can see that. But they got the palm trees there. It's looking very California-ish or France. Welcome to Victoria, Canada, the Hawaii of Canada. So I'm traveling around today to do live stream at every Starbucks location that I can possibly get into. And part of the challenge is being able to plug in to recharge my computer when I need to, and just see what the situation is, more or less. Some of them I've been able to get internet, some of them I haven't. Some of them I've been able to plug in, others I haven't. Some of them you can stay and sit, and others you can't. So yeah, I've gone through a few different scenarios today. Some situations I didn't quite anticipate on, but yeah, that kind of all adds to the adventure. So far, everybody's been pretty cool, pretty copacetic. I was kicked out of one place. Did put my computer down on a table that had a sign on it and opened it up and proceeded to try and power up. Obviously, I was trying to live stream the place, but she wouldn't even allow me to plug in and turn on the computer, even though I told her I was going to get a drink there. She said, if you want to sit somewhere, you can go. I was like, I didn't want to sit. I was just trying to plug in so that I could keep my computer going. Obviously, I was trying to get the live feed going. So I still got a live feed on that one, but it was outside and didn't get any views inside of the place. And that was just outside of Chinatown in Victoria here. But no worries. It's just some of the challenges, and we've got to comply with society and the corporation regulations. So they have signs on the front of every door where you have to wear a mask. But when you are in the areas where you can sit, they're not adamant about having the mask on while you're sitting there. So, oh yeah, what I was trying to get at with driving here was that it was supposed to take me 9 minutes to get here. Ended up taking me like 13 because I forgot about that one road right here. It's blocked off. The GPS will try and send you down that road. So I was coming from Esquimalt to here, and obviously I wasn't able to get through, so I had to do a detour. Unfortunately, this area, you've got to skip by like 2 blocks to be able to get to where you are, and then backtrack 2 blocks. Unless, of course, you're on the main drag of Douglas, and then you can come to this area quite easily. But I was on the back road and coming at it from the opposite direction as I would as if I was coming from my home. So that being said, we're here now. We're feeding, so it seems to be pretty good. We're at 8 minutes, and maybe I'll just take a little walk around outside. Try not to lose you. It's so far from what I found, some of them I can walk like half a block away. Some of them you pull away, and 15 feet later you're no longer alive or live on the stream. I don't know when I disconnect. It looks like it disconnects and it still shows me that we're live. So I'm sure that it's disconnecting before I actually do, and then I get the information later. But that's only a few seconds. It's really fairly quick. So yeah, I'm just going to take a quick walk around here. I'm not going to purchase anything at this one, and then possibly we'll head next door to the mall. Let's see, we'll look up that one first before we jump out, before we get too carried away, because then once I'm done here, we will jump in the car and I will proceed to the next one, and I will potentially lose my feed, obviously. That would be something that I would like to bring to you guys in the future, is to be able to live feed everywhere I go. And that's the whole idea here. Try and build up a community that's interested in following me and watching my live stream. And I don't know if I'm very entertaining or if I have the character for it, but it is what it is. This is just a little experiment for me. One, I want to live stream. Yes, right now I'm repeating myself again, but I don't know who's catching on and when. But so I want to live stream mobile is the thing. I want to get a live view solo, but they're fairly costly. So it's $1,500 just for the unit. And then you need 4 internet connections. So you need 2 connections on a USB, one through the LAN, the actual internet plug in. So then you would need a hub, and then you need a cell phone so that you can have a hotspot, a personal hotspot to that. So then the LiveView Solo maintains 4 internet connections to provide you with a 720 and possibly 1080p coverage from anywhere where you have cell service. So that's what I'm working my way up to. The other thing was my goal this year was to be able to make my full-time income online. And I just recently quit my job and got very creative with this, even though I saw it right up front in front of me for like well over a year, but been thinking about it for a year. I'm actually taking a leap of faith now and jumping right in. It's not something that I planned on or anticipated. I planned on building up at work and gathering all of the equipment that I want to go live, and then be able to bring it to you guys in January once I had everything put together. But obviously I'm having to do this, or I'm attempting to do this sooner. So I came up with a bright idea last night around 11:30, 12 o'clock, without any knowledge or research or anything on this, and just decided, hey, there's free public Wi-Fi out there, and one of the best ones that I know of is Starbucks. So I'm starting with Starbucks, using their Wi-Fi, going to all the locations in the area that I live, which is Victoria, BC, and Vancouver Island in Canada, and attempting to connect to their Wi-Fi connection and live stream from it. So the whole experiment is that the LiveView Solo costs so much money, like a $45 subscription per month, plus those 4 air cards, so it can get fairly extensive and pricey. And doing it this way is fairly cheap, but it's going to be very limited to what extent of quality and I don't know, production that I can give to you, right? So I don't know how well the connection feed is with the hey man, hey dude, oh, I got a comment. So yeah, I'm live streaming from all of the Starbucks locations in Victoria and the area here, as an experiment to see how well their feed is. Some of them, there's been people connected to the YouTube, to the internet when I was there, and then some have attached to the internet while I was there. And I know this is kind of an issue at home, because when I start live streaming at home, it slows down the internet like big time. And if I have Facebook on, like, that just slows down the internet altogether. So I literally have to shut everything off for Wi-Fi, like on my browser tabs, and just go to YouTube. But then it slows it down so much that they can't get internet upstairs, like the people, my landlord and their family. And sometimes I end up getting unplugged. So like, I was trying to do a test with YouTube to see how long I could stay live on YouTube for, and I was kind of a little bit nerve-wracked about it, but I drove home and turned it on immediately and went from there. And it lasted for an hour and 45 minutes. So I don't know if it was that YouTube saw that I walked away from the screen and there was no more interaction. I don't know if they can tell that or not. And then the other would be that my landlord saw that I went outside and got some fresh air, and then she just unplugged the internet and plugged it back in when I came in. So then my connection was shut off on me. So there's different variables that come up, and that's quite possibly what will happen here. So in Victoria, through Bell, there is a 5G service. Now I don't have any knowledge knowing if Starbucks is using this 5G service. They're pretty top quality competitor out there for internet service, like free Wi-Fi. So there is a good chance that they are. But I'm basically in Saanich now. Like, I've stepped out of bounds of Victoria. So I'm basically out of 5G now. I'm not sure how the internet feed is, if there's any glitchiness. So we'll move around again, do that little test of swirling all over the place to see how digital things are. Because when you get to 720p, it can get really squared out, like lots of boxes showing up. And that's why I want to go with the LiveView Solo, is to try and get to that 1080p quality, because there definitely are other items out there that I can use for a live stream feed. So the thing is with YouTube, anyone can live stream feed, but you can only do it through your mobile device if you have 1,000 subscribers. And I'm nowhere near that. I think I got 44 subscribers to date. So hopefully I can try and build up a few subscribers within this, and then through this whole experiment of being able to stream live through public Wi-Fi, we'll see how I can move this into my new business efforts of becoming an independently contracted courier working for Skip the Dishes and uh, um, DoorDash. So, like I've showed before in my other video, here's my little logo that I've built up so far. Just putting it on the phone so that I can keep it at mine to myself, right? So I'm thinking about getting some stickers made up for my car to try and help advertise myself a little bit more. But I don't know if I want to do that or not. But as a business, and if I'm using my vehicle, I do need to put some kind of logoing on it. So most likely I'll get something that's not too carried away, but something that's visible enough. I have a nice black car with blacked out windows. So doing a white and red theme on top of the black is going to look pretty hot, I think. And we'll put the Skip and Dash live stream, YouTube Casey Dufault, and see what happens. The whole idea is to try and revolutionize food delivery service, I guess. Service to your door. Do it with a little bit of class. Try to look good. I don't know if I'll wear a suit every day. It would be exceptional, because then I look a little bit more professional, not just any Joe Blow out there. Like, it's quite an unprofessional business. Everybody is your subcontractors, so these guys have free reins. You can dress how you want. Myself, I like to look professional, so I've already on the lines of getting some red shirts. I've got a nice black jacket that I have at home, and then just wear some nice black slacks. Kind of goes with the black car, I guess. Maybe it's too much black, but the bags are red and white, right? White logoing for Skip the Dish with a red bag and black stitching, black handles and stuff like that. So all along the same kind of color scheme. There is a thing that I'm not supposed to use Skip, more or less, in my, like, as a representation. So Skip and Dash might have to change because I'm using both of their names, but I'm not exactly using their name because it's Skip the Dishes, right? And DoorDash. I'm doing Skip and Dash. So this could be anything, right? It doesn't mean that I'm going to do food courier service all the time either. But in my eyes right now, I want to turn my income full-time online through the internet. Now, there's different ways of doing this, and sometimes we overcomplicate things, right? And we think that we've got to sit at home and we've got to be on that computer and knowledgeable on how all these different programs work, but yet some of us don't have that, right? I do and I don't, because I'm kind of in between that era. But yeah, so I can get around on the internet. I know how to build websites. I've done it a few times before. I'm not a professional on it by any means, but all of a sudden, when I quit my job, I got very creative, and I'm like, hey, wait a second. Skip the Dishes and DoorDash are both online services, right? So I actually went to KFC because I saw a sign in their window that they were looking for drivers. So I thought, hey, man, I can just grab on a quick job and, kind of get into things and keep money flowing. And there was another driver there, and his car is older than mine. I started worrying about the old age of my car because Uber Eats wants you to have a car 20 years or less, but we're not even going to bother with Uber Eats. I don't want to get too far into it. Obviously, I want to contract for as many people or companies as I can, but I'm going to start with Skip the Dish, and then I'll move on to DoorDash. Hopefully they'll accept me. Right now I'm just on the waiting list because they say there's too many people or they're not accepting me, but I don't have my bags yet. I'm waiting from Skip the Dishes to get those. I have been it sounds like my clearance has gone through for my security check with for my criminal record check. So that's good. They don't send your bags out until that's gone through, and they sent me an email stating that they're being sent out by Amazon, so 3 to 5 days I should receive them. So hopefully I have my bags by Friday. In the meantime, just pick it up, Do you do 9 Starbucks just today? Yeah, bud. I got up at 4:34 this morning. So we'll type in yes at 9. I don't know. I kind of forgot the count, but I think I'm at 9. I just been writing in titles. So you can see the titles. I haven't even bothered. I just been boom, 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 go from one place to the next. So yeah, I just came up with this idea last night, like 11:30, and I'm like, hey man, I want to live stream, and it's pretty expensive, right? Like we've been talking about it. There's kind of sending you some of the messages. I'm sure you've clued in at how expensive it is. So it's $1,500 for the Live View Solo, and then the Live View Solo has a membership thing to keep it going to a server, which is $45 a month, which is probably American. So that's like $60 a month Canadian, and then you need 4 indicators hooked up to it. So 2 of them through USB connection, 1 through LAN, and then another through a hotspot. So it can get pretty pricey. So I kind of got a little bit creative last night and thought, hey, there's free public Wi-Fi all around, and one of the best ones that I ever known of is Starbucks. So why not start there, right? Let's see how many Starbucks I can hit up today. So I missed 5 o'clock start because I got up at 4:34, and by the time I got out of the house, it was probably 8 minutes to 5 or whatever. And then I was gonna carry around the book just to try and start up some conversation piece. So I sit down at the table. Sometimes I wave it around, and I just take Dan Locke's book out, FU Money, because that's totally what I'm trying to represent in a way here, right? And like Dan Locke says, he designed this book in a certain way, as if you look at it. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Parental advisory. So anyways, yeah, this is ultimately what we're working towards, people. Like you're going home to your 9 to 5 every day. Home, because you spend more time at work than you do actually at home. And what time you do spend at home, most of it's sleeping. So most of the times when I go to a job, I call it home, because you're spending more time with those people on a job than you are at home with your own family. Okay, you spend 8 to 9 hours a day just on the job, let alone the commute to and from the job. And for a lot of you, it's probably, you're spending at least 45 minutes. Okay, it's going to be half an hour. That's probably like the shortest distance you possibly could, because it took me like 10-15 minutes to walk to work. So about half an hour out of my day to get to and from work, unless of course you live right across the street or just down below from where you're living and where you're working. Sorry, Starbucks, covering up your logo back there. So working for yourself, you're now building up your own dream rather than going to the 9 to 5 and building up somebody else's dream. Yeah, a little bit crazy, this move that I've made, but I was so stressed out at the last job that my body was like super, super tense, and I had this pain in my stomach of hunger, constant hunger. It didn't matter if I ate a sandwich or what was going on. I was under so much stress there. They wanted me to run this machine properly, and I know the rules probably better than anybody there, because I used to be a consultant for 5 years with TransCanada Pipelines. Like, that's a multi-billion-dollar company, and here I'm working for, it's a multi-million-dollar company, but it's family run, and they really have no clue on construction. You have a bunch of young people operating the entire job. Like, there are older people in place, but they're still very young on the know-how of how construction is completed, right? So yes, people can be at a certain age in life, but it doesn't mean that their age equals the value that they bring to the market, so to say, right? So that's going to be for all of us. It's just like YouTube, you people, all of you, anybody that wants to start YouTube and you're afraid of it and you're on the wall of it, hey, I'm a sweet example. Look at my channel. It sucks. I don't know if it sucks completely. I do give a lot of good information sometimes, but I obviously was not playing the YouTube game properly when I first started. As you can see, I was playing on the boat, and then I do a little bit of book reviews and stuff. And the reason why I do book reviews, people, is because Amazon sells books. You need 10 to 15 good articles to be able to affiliate with Amazon, and I would like to do that through my website. So I started speaking about books again, because Amazon sells books amongst many other things. But that being said, the strategy is to speak about things that they actually promote and sell, right? And then I can start affiliating myself with them and put links up on YouTube and on my links on my website and whatnot, and play this game of links. And hopefully you guys support me through my work and purchase through my links. The other thing, if you don't know about affiliate marketing, that I've learned is that I can have these links up on my channel and you can click on it. It doesn't mean that you have to purchase what I am offering you or what I am using. And if you go and drift off onto the website somewhere else and purchase something else, you or I, like if you're clicking through my link, I will still generate an income through that. And thank you very much. And this is how a lot of these people are making their money through affiliate links. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're purchasing what they're promoting, but as long as you purchase something while you clicked on their site. And with the cookies things, sometimes they'll remember this for affiliates for 30 days or, you know, maybe even up to a year. Everybody's different. Some programs, they'll give you affiliate links immediately so that you can you know, promote them. And then other places, they want you to have this huge following. It's kind of amusing. You think they just want people to pump out their stuff as much as possible. The more people promoting it, the more potential you are to get sales. But some companies don't think that way, I guess. So, you know, I got shut down on that little barbecue thing that I was showing, and I was wanting to do more videos on it. But you know, why do more videos if they're not going to try and help me help them? So it is what it is. Yeah. So I said I was going to jump out probably 10 or 15 minutes ago and show you this area. Man, can I ever ramble on when I want to? We're looking at 26 minutes. I'm sure they're looking at me inside, wondering what I'm doing parked out in front of their building. I've dropped down to 68% battery life, so maintaining a little bit better battery life. Yeah, so I could have been able to charge up in the car, but with all the last minute thoughts, I forgot to bring my 12-volt accessory, and I don't have my inverter hooked up in my car yet to be able to charge here, so I have to charge inside. And I've got to go to the washroom pretty quick, so I'm probably going to go plug in. We'll get another coffee, and then go to the mall and stream there for a little bit. So let's just do a little walk around here, then I'll go in, see if I charge up for a few seconds, use their washroom and grab a coffee, and go from there. So really liking the front entrance here, because we've got the palm trees, nice brickwork. You can't really see the sign. Oh, I need my wallet. There we go. Representing Starbucks. I'm not affiliated with them. They're not promoting me to do this. I just came out and did it on my own account. So this is good promotion for them, I guess, because it shows that you can get internet here for the travelers and also power. So see if I can go in and get myself a coffee and charge up for a couple minutes. I got to use the bathroom more importantly. I really don't care about the coffee, but I'm trying to keep this as cheap as possible so that I'm not spending a whole lot of money. Just trying to utilize what I have, my tools. So I'm just going to put this on dark now and I'm shooting. Oh, it's locked. It's locked.
Are they open?
I think you can only use the drive-thru. That's why the drive-thru is so busy and nobody can come in. So that's one of the challenges that we're finding out today. So this location is actually locked, can't get in. That's why the drive-thru is so busy. So I gotta pee really bad. So I guess we're gonna go to the next location right quick here. And look at that. I might as well help advertise a little bit for Starbucks. So that's a little bit unfortunate. And this is part of what we've been experiencing going to Starbucks around Victoria during COVID season. So what have we come across now? I'm at this one on Douglas, and you can't get in, period. Drive-through only. Okay. Too bad I can't write in this description. I guess I could always put it here. Drive-through only. But I can't spell properly, so bear with me. This one's drive-through only. You can still get served here. I don't know if you need a mask. It has stickers all over the door like all the other ones. And so, yeah, you can get internet outside. Cool. But no power. And no washroom. So, yeah, that's all part of it. And one of them, one of them didn't have washroom or internet, but I had power. That was on Government Street. Other ones, you got all three of them, but I didn't have a place to sit. They did have seating, and it just wasn't anything available for me. So, yeah, there's been all kinds of situations. Every location is just a little bit different. Kind of cool. So when I get back home and finish this little venture, I'll probably do a little bit of editing on the descriptions. Other than that, I might put a few tags in, but I'm not going to get too crazy on everything. So we're over 30 minutes now. It's pretty decent. I'm sure there's not too many people here on the internet, maybe just some of the workers, if anything. And that's about it. So I'm sure I had a pretty decent feed here, other than not being 5G. That being said, I really got to use the washroom, so I'm going to go to the mall. Let's check out what our next location is, how long it's going to take me, so that you guys got a rough idea of when to connect back with me. Where am I out here? Okay. Nice. Okay, I'm just going to hit the maps. Okay, so yeah, just show you guys again. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, so I basically hit every Starbucks in downtown Victoria. There was one right here that's temporarily closed. Right? What is that on Quadra Street? So the Starbucks on Quadra Street and Yates is temporarily closed. I didn't go by, but I did go to all of the other locations there. There used to be one up in Oak Bay area, but that's closed down. I already knew that, so I didn't even attempt to go there. And the first one that I started at was up here, up by Uptown Mall. And I'm right here right now, so we're going to be going there. So I'm going to drive to the other side of the mall, and thank God, it looks like it's right beside the food court, and that's right where the washrooms are. This mall is great, though. There's lots of washrooms in it. They're not all just in the food court. Mayfair is kind of nice like that. And they have underground parking, so when it's raining, you can park underground. There's almost more parking below because it covers the entire surface area of the mall, I believe. And a lot of people don't use it. They'll park up top, and then up top gets jammed up like you wouldn't believe. Like, up top gets really jammed up. But all of the entrances down below are not very easy to get to either. There's only certain ways you can get to them. So you can get to it off Douglas here, and it's really nice. And then you can shoot up the elevators, and there's a few spots like that where you shoot up the elevators and the washrooms are right there. Super cool, super convenient. More malls should be like that. So, oh gee whiz, it disappeared on me. So we're gonna go to the mall. Press on it just to give us the time frame. And it says it closes at 5. Mayfair Indigo. So it's actually at the bookstore. Oh, I gotta go to the washroom. It's 1.3 kilometers away, 4-minute drive. The stupid thing is actually showing me to drive all the way around the mall. Do you see that? So I'm situated right here. It's telling me to drive all the way around the mall just to come back in this entrance right here. Which is to go to the underground parking. I'm definitely not going to do that. I need to go to the washroom. So I'll be going to the mall near the near the food court. So you can see, yeah, KFC. See that? I want to show you guys. That's one thing. So, two great streets to start off of, right? Alpha Street and Speed Ave. Speed Ave, man. That's where I plan on starting my little skip and dash venture. I think it's a hot spot. There's a lot of restaurants in this area. You've got KFC right there. You've got, what are we at here now? Starbucks. There's Swiss Chalet. There's A&W. There's Red Robin. Like, there's a ton of restaurants right around here. So this is like prime location to be sitting for waiting for things like that. And Paul, you just came on just a little bit while ago. So part of the reason why, you can see here, I got a new phone. I bought myself an LG Velvet. And part of that reason was because when I was introduced to DoorDash, I tried downloading the app immediately, but my i5 would only allow me to, I was at the extent of downloads with that. I think it was like 12.4 or something ISO version. And so I couldn't upgrade further or past that. That phone was limited. And then I have the i6, but that's a different telephone provider. We don't want to start that up or get into that topic. And I use that phone for my drone because of the large screen. And you know that while you were here. So I got this phone, upgraded it. Beautiful phone, but it was a little bit of a learning curve when I first got into it. And built myself that little thing through Canva on my phone. I signed up for Skip the Dish and DoorDash on the phone, which was a lot easier than the computer, and just signed up signed up for a business name check on Saturday. So hopefully everything goes through here right away this week and I can continue to register my business, and then I will be an independently contracted courier. And just got my clearance through Skip the Dish and waiting on my bags to arrive so that I can start utilizing what I have. I've got a car, I've got a cell phone, and I've got a laptop. So besides my heartbeat, I can turn my few little tools that I have available to myself into a business. So it's pretty simple. With the phone, I was able to take a picture of my license, my registration, my insurance, and I used my passport rather than my birth certificate because they asked for 4 pieces of identification. Then they charge you $70 or whatever to do the security clearance check, the criminal record check, and that covers your bags. So then I'll have 2 brand new bags. I do have a bag that's thermal, but it's kind of older, and I don't think it's proper to use something that old. That's not exactly sanitary, so I'd rather get something new and wait for those. So while I'm waiting for those, due to downloading those apps on the phone rather than the computer, because the phone asks you and the computer doesn't. So the phone asks you if you will allow their app to follow you. Now, there's 2 different questions. They ask you all the time or follow you when the app is being used. So obviously, I turned it on all the time so that hopefully and potentially I'll be easier. I can't speak, but I'll be accepted a lot easier because through Skip the Dishes, I'll be accepted. Sounds like pretty much instantly. And then DoorDash, they already have enough dashers, but I think they're kind of checking you out. They're feeling you out just by following you with the app is the way I'm thinking about it, right? And then Uber Eats, I was trying to sign on to them last night. I was having issues through the phone, but got in through the computer. But as soon as I went to go sign on, there was a note stating that your vehicle has to be 20 years or less old. And I'm older than that because I'm a 99. So yeah, I'm past that limit, but I think it's going to get too much right off the hop. So I'm just trying to stick with Skip the Dishes and DoorDash so that I don't get in too heavy. Obviously, Skip the Dishes. Hopefully, DoorDash sees that I'm busy in the area and things are moving. My phone's moving around, and they will accept me. Or hopefully, somebody drops off eventually, and I can jump in. So part of the experiment today is to see how good the Wi-Fi connection is with Starbucks. The other is to be active and on the road so that the app can see that I'm in all of these hotspot areas, right? I want to situate myself where the activity is rather than being sitting at home. If I sit at home, my phone's not moving. There's less potential that they will grab onto me as an attractive contractor for their service. So that's part of the idea here. Not just do Starbucks today. I'll probably, if I can't get to all the Starbucks today, which I think I will, then I'll move on to other free Wi-Fi services within franchises, private and public, like the library and stuff like that, anywhere I can find a Wi-Fi connection. And just also provides a test for people that move around utilizing internet to see how well of a connection they get and where the best connections are, right? You will definitely see it through the feed on how well it's gathering the information. Like if I'm cutting in and out all the time with the sound, if the quality of the video is very good or not, you'll be able to determine a lot easier where these are. And this is, to me, one way of testing that out. I'm trying to fill up my time because otherwise I'll be sitting at home like I did this weekend for the last 4 days, trying to fill up for skip the dishes over and over and over and over again. You can only do it once. So I'm trying not to go stir crazy and keep myself busy until everything goes through. I was thinking about going to Labor's Unlimited, but now I left my hard hat and safety stripes. So it's just the hard hat that I need, more importantly, because I got more stripes. But I left that at my last job. And so then I'd have to repurchase that. And I don't want to be spending more money than I have to because funds are obviously very limited. And I want to try and keep what money I have for fuel. So the next thing is, what is great with Skip the Dish is they pay you weekly directly to your account. So once the business is fully registered and signed up, then I'll go get a business account set up, and then I can have all the funds go there. For now, everything's going into my savings account so that it's just showing that whole single transaction that way, and then I'll transfer the funds accordingly from that. But at least it's documented somehow through paper trail. With that being said, that's how it moves, and that's how I'm moving on and forward. Just trying to keep myself busy. It's kind of funny. So wore a suit today so that I look kind of half decent, look a little bit professional, even though I've got the long hair. But just trying to play this game out, see where it goes and where it takes me. So anyways, I'm gonna move on over because I need to hit up that washroom, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Hopefully I can hook up to the internet in there. It's gonna be a little bit more of a challenge because it's indoors in a big facility, and there's definitely a lot more people around since COVID opened up. The mall has been crazy. Obviously people need to socialize and they want to shop, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm gonna drive away like I normally do and let the speed continue on up until it disappears, and then I'll reconnect with you. So shouldn't be more than 15 minutes. If it takes me longer than 15 minutes to hook up to the internet in any given place, I go through hotspot through my phone. I had to do that at the one place where there was no washroom or Wi-Fi available on Government Street, right off the water, like off the docks, basically downtown. So I ran off the hotspot off my phone there. I was in a 5G service area, so it'll be interesting what it's going to be like as I move away from that area. And within the next 2 to 3 locations, I'll probably be trying this again, just to see what the connection is like, just as a test. So I might do 2 streams on that one when I do that, one through the Starbucks feed so that people can see what the Starbucks feed is like, and then another through my cell phone just so that we can see what that is like. Anyways, enough rambling on for now. And yeah, if you guys want to continue following with me today, I wish I could bring you through the entire adventure. I didn't bring a camera with me, so there's no behind the scenes things, but there's very few little things going on in between behind the scenes. So I'll see you at the next location, which is directly across the road, but I gotta drive around because for one, I'm lazy and I gotta pee really bad and might pee my pants if I try to walk, and then I gotta walk all the way back to the car, and then I'm wasting time. So